Welcome and thank you for joining us. You are watching Millennium News Hour and I am Tanziba Noreen. Today we have brought up and trending news from across the nation and the world. Let's begin with the headlines. Biden asserts continued backing for Ukraine in his speech at the UN Assembly. Muslim leaders endorse Harris stress importance of preventing Trump's return. President Biden met with Bangladesh interim government leader Dr. Yunus in New York. Dr. Yunus met with Trudeau in New York, shared Bangladesh's uprising story at Clinton Global Initiative. Trump claims Iran poses serious threats to his life. Mayor Adams announces appointment of Melissa Valls Ramos as next Chancellor of New York City Public Schools System. Governor Hochul announced $80 million for non-profit arts organizations in New York. Canadian Prime Minister Trudeau survives no confidence vote. China conducts a rare missile test, sparking regional concerns. Ecuador's capital faces wildfire emergency as drought intensifies. Three arrested in blackmail scheme against Michael Schumacher's family. And French World Cup hero Varane announces retirement at 31. You are listening to Headlines Now News in detail. President Joe Biden reaffirmed that the United States would support Ukraine in its fight against Russia until victory is achieved. He declared that Russian President Vladimir Putin has failed in his mission to destroy Ukraine during his speech at the 79th session of the United Nations General Assembly. Biden also highlighted the suffering of innocent people in Israel and Palestine, urging for a ceasefire in Gaza and the implementation of hostage release agreements. He stated that the U.S. is actively working to reduce tensions in the Middle East. Additionally, he addressed global challenges such as climate change and the regulation of artificial intelligence. The president expressed that despite the despair some may feel regarding ongoing conflicts in various parts of the world, he remains hopeful as a leader. He emphasized the necessity to combat global aggression, extremism, and chaos. Biden concluded with a strong commitment to supporting Ukraine until victory is secured and expressed optimism regarding a ceasefire agreement in Gaza, hoping that the brutalities seen during last year's Hamas attacks on Israel would not be repeated. This report was sent by Millennium News 24 representatives Greg Merchant and Rosalie. One of the largest Muslim political groups in the U.S., Engage Action, endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris even as members expressed strong opposition to her Middle East policy. Wael Al-Zayed, the CEO of Engage Action, emphasized the importance of stopping former President Donald Trump, stating, "We feel it's our obligation to speak truthfully to our communities." While many Muslim and Arab voters have become disillusioned with the Democratic Party due to President Biden's support for Israel amid ongoing conflict in Gaza, Engage Action believes that supporting Harris is crucial to advancing an anti-war agenda. Last week, other Muslim organizations recommended voting for candidates who support a ceasefire in Gaza, underscoring the division within the community. Al-Zayed acknowledged the complexity of endorsing Harris, considering the sentiments of Palestinian and Lebanese American supporters. However, he argued that a Trump presidency would pose a significant threat to American Muslims. Harris' campaign manager reiterated the vice president's commitment to ending the conflict in Gaza and addressing the concerns of the Muslim community. MK hopes that endorsing Harris will allow them to influence future policies. President Joe Biden met with Dr. Muhammad Yunus, the head of Bangladesh's interim government, at the United Nations headquarters in New York. The White House released a press readout following the meeting. The press release stated that President Biden congratulated Dr. Yunus on his recent appointment as head of Bangladesh's interim government. Both leaders reaffirmed the strong partnership between the U.S. and Bangladesh based on shared democratic values and the strong bond between their people. President Biden welcomed increased engagement between the two governments and expressed continued U.S. support for Bangladesh's new reform agenda. Dr. Yunus's press wing confirmed that President Biden assured full cooperation with Bangladesh and the interim government led by Dr. Yunus. Dr. Yunus told President Biden that his government is working hard on rebuilding the country and may need the support of the U.S. in the future. This report was sent by Millennium News 24 representatives Greg Marchant and Rosalie. Dr. Muhammad Yunus, head of Bangladesh's interim government, met with former U.S. President Bill Clinton during the Clinton Global Initiative event. They exchanged greetings, and Dr. Yunus presented an art book titled The Art of Triumph, featuring murals painted by Bangladeshi students during and after the July Revolution. Dr. Yunus also gave a speech at the event where he shared the story of the student-led uprising in Bangladesh. Earlier, Dr. Yunus met with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau at the United Nations headquarters in New York. During their brief meeting, they discussed strengthening Bangladesh-Canada relations and building institutions in Bangladesh. Prime Minister Trudeau praised Dr. Yunus for taking charge of the interim government and expressed Canada's willingness to support Bangladesh in rebuilding its institutions. Dr. Yunus highlighted that the previous government had damaged many of these institutions. He also requested more visas for Bangladeshi students to study in Canada. This report was sent by Millennium News 24 representatives Greg Marchant and Rosalie. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feast. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Former President Donald Trump stated on Wednesday that he is facing big threats to his life from Iran. This announcement followed a warning from his campaign team, which claimed that U.S. intelligence had alerted him to real and specific threats from Tehran aimed at assassinating him. On his Truth Social platform, Trump wrote, "Big threats on my life by Iran. The entire U.S. military is watching and waiting." He indicated that Iran had previously made attempts that failed but suggested they might try again. "I'm surrounded by more men, guns, and weapons than I have ever seen before," he added, highlighting the heightened security measures in response to 2 assassination attempts on him this year. Trump's campaign did not clarify whether these threats were new or related to earlier reported dangers. The comments come amid increased scrutiny of the U.S. Secret Service and its protective measures for the former president. As the election approaches, the implications of these threats are significant for Trump's ongoing campaign for the presidency. New York City Mayor Eric Adams announced that Melissa Aviles Ramos will be the next Chancellor of New York City Public Schools. Aviles Ramos will begin her role on January 1, 2025, after Chancellor David C. Banks retires. Aviles Ramos has worked in the city's school system since 2007. She started as an English teacher and later became a principal, improving graduation rates by 60% in 2 years. Currently, she is the Deputy Chancellor for Family and Community Engagement. Mayor Adams praised her dedication to public education and said she is the right person for the job. Aviles Ramos said she looks forward to supporting students and families, improving literacy and math scores, and keeping schools safe. Chancellor Banks also welcomed her appointment, saying that her focus on community engagement will strengthen the city's schools. He has served as Chancellor since 2022 and was proud of the progress made during his term, especially in literacy, math, and student graduation rates. Aviles Ramos will be the highest-ranking Latino leader in the New York City public school system. Governor Kathy Hochul announced $80 million in new funding for non-profit arts and cultural organizations in New York. This funding came from the New York State Council on the Arts Capital Projects Fund. Governor Hochul made the announcement during the groundbreaking ceremony for the Hudson Valley Shakespeare Expansion Project, which has already received $13.25 million in support. The $80 million fund is aimed at helping arts organizations with capital improvements that will expand cultural programs, promote sustainability, and create jobs. 3 types of grants will be available: small and mid-sized capital improvement grants, large capital improvement grants, and new capital design grants. The application portal is now open and organizations have until January 14, 2025 to apply. Grant awards are expected to be announced in spring 2025. This funding builds on the $32 million awarded earlier this year to similar projects. Governor Hochul's administration continues to make record investments in New York's arts and cultural sector. Now it's time for global updates. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau survived a vote of no confidence, securing 211 votes against the motion and 120 in favor. This marked the first significant challenge for his minority Liberal government since it took power. Trudeau's victory allowed him to maintain his position, but his hold on power remains fragile. The main opposition party, the Conservatives, indicated plans to challenge the government again soon, potentially as early as next Tuesday. Trudeau's administration has faced increasing scrutiny over various issues, including the economy and healthcare, leading to calls for accountability from opposition leaders. The outcome of this vote demonstrated the divisions within Parliament and highlighted the ongoing political tensions in Canada. As Trudeau navigates this uncertain political landscape, he will need to address the concerns raised by voters and opposition parties to solidify his leadership. The coming weeks will be critical for his government as it prepares for more challenges ahead. The political climate in Canada continues to evolve, keeping citizens and lawmakers on alert. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feed. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. You are watching latest global updates. China announced on September 25 that it had test-launched an intercontinental ballistic missile into the Pacific Ocean, marking its first such exercise in decades. This launch raised alarms among neighboring countries, particularly Japan, which stated it had not received advance notice and expressed serious concern over China's military expansion. In recent years, Beijing has intensified its nuclear development and increased defense spending. The Pentagon warned last October that China was enhancing its arsenal more rapidly than expected, with over 500 operational nuclear warheads as of May 2023, potentially exceeding 1,000 by 2030. The Chinese military's rocket force reported that the missile, equipped with a dummy warhead, was launched at 8:44 and landed in designated sea areas. Ankit Pandey, a senior fellow at the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace, described the test as extremely unusual and likely the first of its kind in decades. While China's defense ministry labeled the launch as part of a routine arrangement in our annual training plan, Japan's response indicated deep concerns about the implications of Beijing's military activities in the region. A wildfire spread quickly through Quito, Ecuador's capital, filling the city with thick smoke on September 25. The fire began in the Guapulo neighborhood around noon and threatened nearby homes and forests. President Daniel Noboa ordered the armed forces to help fight the blaze during this critical time. Residents like Rosana Cepeda expressed their fears and helplessness, saying, "We couldn't rescue anything. We just arrived and we didn't know what to do." Fortunately, no deaths or serious injuries were reported. Quito's firefighting team was fully engaged and planned to work throughout the night. Mayor Pablo Munoz warned that the fire would likely continue into the night, but hoped cooler temperatures would assist in controlling it. The wildfire comes during Ecuador's worst drought in over 60 years, leading to an energy crisis as the country's hydropower supply dwindles. On September 24, the energy minister announced 12-hour nationwide power cuts, although cuts in Quito were temporarily suspended for the day. The dry season started 2 months early, further straining resources. Let's have a look on today's sports stories. German prosecutors announced they charged 3 men in connection with a blackmail plot targeting the family of Formula One legend Michael Schumacher. The chief suspect, a 53-year-old from Wuppertal, reportedly threatened to release private photos and videos, demanding 15 million euros from the Schumacher family. The images allegedly including footage of Schumacher before and after his 2013 skiing accident in the French Alps, which left him with a serious brain injury. Schumacher, now 55, has not appeared in public since the incident. Another 53-year-old man who worked as a security guard for the Schumacher family until 2021 is accused of selling the private material for a 5-figure amount. He could face significant jail time for being an accomplice to attempted blackmail and breaching privacy. Prosecutors revealed that the chief suspect called a Schumacher family employee multiple times in June, threatening to leak the images on the dark web if his demands were not met. The family reported the threats to authorities in Switzerland, where Schumacher has been receiving care since his accident. Raphael Varane, the French World Cup winner, announced his retirement from football on Wednesday at the age of 31. He stated that he would remain with Como, the Italian club he joined this season, but in a non-playing role. Varane had been excluded from Como's Serie A squad after suffering a knee injury in August. In a message on social media, Varane expressed, "A new life begins off the pitch. I will stay with Como just without using my boots and shin pads. I look forward to sharing more about this soon." Varane began his career at French club Lens before moving to Real Madrid as an 18-year-old in 2011. He won 3 La Liga titles and 4 Champions League trophies during his time in Spain. After joining Manchester United in 2024, he lifted both a League Cup and an FA Cup. His intercontinental career with France began in 2013, and he was part of the squad that won the World Cup in 2018. Varane ended his France career with 93 caps and stated, "I have won more than I could have even dreamed of." We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feast. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Now it's time for business news. Today's New York stock close price is 19,381.18. The NYSE Composite is decreased by 125.37 points or 0.64%. Tokyo stock close price is 37,870.26. The Nikkei 225 index is decreased by 70.33 points or 0.19%. Shanghai stock close price is 2,896.31. The Shanghai index is increased by 33.18 points or 1.16%. Hong Kong stock close price is 19,129.10. The Hang Seng index is increased by 128.54 points or 0.68%. Bombay stock close price is 85,169.87. The Sensex index is increased by 255.83 points or 0.30%. Let's have a look on today's weather forecast. before finishing today's news, let's hear out the headlines again. Biden asserts continued backing for Ukraine in his speech at the UN Assembly. Muslim leaders endorse Harris, stress importance of preventing Trump's return. President Biden met with Bangladesh interim government leader Dr. Yunus in New York. Dr. Yunus met with Trudeau in New York, shared Bangladesh's uprising story at Clinton Global Initiative. Trump claims Iran poses serious threats to his life. Mayor Adams announces appointment of Melissa Valls Ramos as next Chancellor of New York City Public Schools System. Governor Hochul announced $80 million for non-profit arts organizations in New York. Canadian Prime Minister Trudeau survives no confidence vote. China conducts a rare missile test, sparking regional concerns. Ecuador's capital faces a wildfire emergency as drought intensifies. Three arrested in blackmail scheme against Michael Schumacher's family. And French World Cup hero Varane announces retirement at 31. That's all for today. Keep watching Millennium News Hour for latest news update. To stay updated, like our Facebook page, subscribe our YouTube channel and visit our websites. Our website addresses are www.millenniumnews24.com and www.millenniumtv24.com. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for all at TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia, available with the Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with us for all the latest news worldwide. Thank you.